We happy? Boss, are we happy?
Yeah, we're happy.
Huh? Look at this. Horizon Firearms. Yes, that's where this puppy is coming from. It's all carbon fiber. Look at this. Very light, very light. When I picked it out of the box, it was the first thing I said. I go, man, it is so light. Got a carbon fiber barrel, 18-inch, and then this is also carbon fiber, but not only carbon fiber, it's textured. So it's a little, you can hold it. I go, man, I love this feeling. He says, boss, you're actually the first person we're doing this to. I go, really? You should do this to every weapon. I mean, think about it. If you're in a very hot environment and it's very humid, you might start slipping. This, you got perfect traction. Now let's talk about the colors. I always had a connection with the Mexican people. We arrived here in America in 1997 on May 5th. Cinco de Mayo. My nickname was El Guapo already, the handsome guy, and that's why we have El Guapo on it. If you're ever a little sick and you don't feel good, play some Mexican music, especially Los Tucanes, the Tijuana, one of my favorite bands. Love that music. You'll be uplifted right away. So that's why we have the Mexican colors. Even here on the bolt, you can see the Mexican flag. But hey, let's not forget where I come from Holland. And what is the national color in Holland? You already guessed it, it's orange, and that's why you see the orange in here as well. Now it comes with a great scope, the Leopold MK4. The bullets it shoots, it's a 6.5 PRC bullet, very powerful. So we went shooting. Oh, let's not forget about the magazine. Look at this magazine, it's beautiful, right? It says Deo Gratias, thanks be to God. And that of course fits in here, right there. Let's not forget about the barrel before I talk about shooting, because you can also shoot in silence. Yes, you can put a suppressor on there. Just twist this one off, it's already pre-threaded, boop, put this one up, and now you shoot in silence. Now, we went to the shooting range, and they asked me, did you ever shoot before? I go, actually I did, from a gun that I borrowed of the person who's filming this right now, because we were going to shoot deer. So first they allowed me to shoot 2 targets. I shot, I was a little off, they adjusted the shot, and then boom, I hit the bullseye, you're good to go. And the third shot was a deer. So that was the only time I shot in my life. And the deer, by the way, perfectly in the heart, didn't suffer. It was a really nice shot. So we went to the shooting range. Charlie, the guy who set this gun, all the optics, he was a little different than me, so we had to adjust it. Again, same thing here. It was 2 clicks up and 2 clicks to the left. I hit the bullseye on the 100 meters and then on the 100 yards. And then we start, shooting around. Let's go 200 yards, 400 yards, 500 yards. I go, hey, what is that target all the way in the back? He says 850. Well, from the 3 shots, I hit 2 of them in a 12 by 12 inch. So I think I can shoot, but I need to be much better because Charlie, he kind of challenged me and he wants me to come back. So now I'm gonna have to shoot a lot with this gun because I don't want to get my butt kicked, of course, and then see if I can beat this guy. But that's going to be very hard. But I love it. It's an amazing gun, very light, like I said. Deer and every other animal that we're allowed to shoot, watch out. Okay, now let's take you on a tour so you can find out what goes into building that beautiful rifle from Horizon Firearms. Let's go.
And where did it start? Did it start in this building?
No, this is our 3rd building. And so it started in a 3-car garage, my brother and I, in 2012 around the time frame, building custom guns one at a time in a garage. No air conditioner, I think we had 1 manual lathe, and our paint booth was a old oven that we had retroacted to be able to paint. So we went from there to about 1,700 square foot, and then into this building, which is about 30,000 square feet.
That was, YouTube taught you? How do you get into a gun building?
So it was kind of interesting. So I, after going to school at A&M, I was a competitive archer and loved it. And I got a chance to go out to Oregon and work for Bowtech Archery, which was then later acquired by Savage. And so learned a lot of the gun stuff, and came back, and my wife and I actually did a hunting television show. And so people started asking us about the guns we were hunting with on the TV show. And so I grabbed my brother and like, man, let's make collector items for not just the guy we're selling to, but really for their grandkids.
Yeah.
And so we started doing hand-drawn one-off customs like yours, and it just sort of exploded from there. in culmination really with, we created our own caliber, the 22 Creedmoor, which really went mainstream 2 years ago.
2 years
So after
ago.
10 years of development, went mainstream, and it has been huge for us. So yeah, it's been wild.
And okay, so really touching on that. So, but you grew like 3,000%. You said now.
Yeah, in terms of our production capacity, yeah, over the last 2 years, I mean, we were making, several years ago, we were making 200 to 250 guns a year. So you're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 guns a month. And regularly right now, we'll be 20 guns by 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh wow!
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man, I love it. Only in America, right? I
Yeah,
love
right,
it.
that's
Yeah.
right. So
And Texas, right?
that's
Oh,
right.
Texas for
So,
sure.
A lot of work from a lot of folks, but you can see,
Yeah.
we've filled your garage, and then you
Yeah.
filled 1,700 square feet, and
Now we're
you've
pretty
walked the
close
floor
to
out
full
there,
here.
and there's room to walk and move, but there's not a lot of room for
Yeah.
a machine.
Yeah.
And we're sitting on 30,000 plus square foot. So
But a lot of that here recently has come from this engineering team in terms of how we approach the machining, how we keep quality super high, but make parts efficiently.
Yeah.
And so, like I was telling you, we've invested big time in rotaries and high-tech equipment, and we said a really solid engineering team that's allowed us to do a lot of that. Which makes us a lot different than the other companies.
I don't know, man. That's so cool. All right.
So this is where we keep all our barrel supply, barrel storage. Everything's color coordinated so that our guys know what to pull from, and what not to touch. It helps us understand when we need to get more barrels on hand. But all stays neat and tight right here. And so this is where rifle building starts.
Okay.
We build up our carts and we move through them one day's worth at a time. Then we'll wrap around here, but the other thing on this side of the shop that's of note is our machine cell here. So this is where we can run overnight, extended hours. We run center drilled action bodies from hardened steel. So your gun started as a 6-foot piece of hardened steel that looks basically like this. This one looks like it has less oil on it. This is a remnant of a 6-foot bar. And so this is what your action started as. You can already see kind of where it's drilled a hole in it. Punches it out. Then we send it down to Stiller, and they do all their magic to turn it into the action that you see. You got a Wombat, so you got a lightweight one, so they take a lot of that metal is gone. It's not so light right there. That runs here, and then we have our other machines that are running components just all the time. Basically, the machines can run overnight, lights out, whatever needs to happen.
What's pretty neat about these, you can actually see in here, but basically it bar feeds and runs dual turrets, so you're running 2 parts always at the same time, and it's pretty much fully automated. So since the last time you've seen it, we've done about $3 million worth of infrastructure and new tooling, new setup, and automation to be able to make more, faster, more accurate.
So those bars down there, when it pops out of the machine, it ends up looking something like this. So this is a muzzle brake nut.
Yeah, so the muzzle brake on the end of your rifle starts right there.
Oh wow.
So what's nice about this machine is we just feed it the bars and these guys come out. And so that's what they have there. So this is our machine cell area. We have 2 other machines that are part of the machine cell. We'll be able to see them from the other side. They run bottom metals. That's these guys here. We'll look at them from the other angle when we wrap back through.
Okay.
But from here, I want to go look at stock making. And so stock making at IOTA, everything is carbon fiber stocks, hand laid up, and everything should start at our plotter. So plotter here, it essentially makes like a giant cut pack, almost like if you've ever seen like a sewing kit or something like that. Big rolls of carbon, and the machine will cut out patterns in them. And this is just double-sided. The edges are not as easy to pull up, but essentially it's like a big gummy sticker. And we'll make them into cut packs, put them in to bags, and then we'll put them kind of behind you. So this cell we're gonna do several like loops
Okay.
around. They will loop over and get stored here in a refrigerator to keep the resin from setting off. And they'll be stored based on what the pattern is. And today we're doing some physical inventory, so nobody's making stocks, but what will be happening is they're working on molds right now. So they're prepping molds, keeping them clean and taking care of the equipment. But those two halves, you can see one laid open here, they will lay up each half and then they will join them together in a process on the other side of the table that we call button up. And so they'll join them and then bake them in an oven. So you can see a mold in the oven over there. So we have it predefined heat curves, predefined pressure that we hold them at while the carbon shell cures. So it'll come out of the cure to these tables. They will do what we call, they'll take it out, they'll take the top off. They will fill it with stuffing, which we'll show you the finished product because they're not working with it today. They will cure it, and then ultimately it'll be removed from the shell here. And you've got something that looks close to what Derek's got.
Okay.
So you've got it filled, and the back is filled, but nothing is cut in it yet.
So even right there, it doesn't weigh hardly anything, right? It's full carbon fiber. And then it will then get inletted to fit your particular rifle.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I picked it up. It's really light.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's really light, and we still have all the material in it. So when they're ready, so if your gun, for example, when it was ready, your gun didn't go on the shelf because yours was made to an order. So they would have pulled your specific stock, and they would have brought it over here, and they would have put it on the machine here. This machine will cut the carbon, and so they'll take it from, so they'll run a first pass like this. It'll cut the inlets, and then they'll glue in these fixtures, and then they'll flip it over, and they'll run it again and cut the bottom out and glue the pads on it. So
that's one thing. The reason we do that is you get, because we control all the pieces, right? So we make the action and the stock and everything in-house. We can inlet that stock perfectly for all the different components. And then that means that you don't have to do the bedding and all those kind of things to get it to fit, because we design and control all the machining, all the parts fit correctly.
Oh, wow, okay.
So when it's done, now it's even lighter, but this one has butt pad on it. It has
Oh, shit. Yeah.
all the holes in it, so
Oh, man.
now it's starting to get closer to the finished product. So it's staged here and ready to be painted.
About 26, 27 ounces on that model, and the other one closer to 24 ounces.
Nothing.
So then they will blast them, and that turns them this matte. They'll get this matte finish on them. That's them having been blasted. So a lot of times you see the smooth carbon and it looks like it's done, but really there's a lot of pinholes that are probably under the surface or the potential for them. And so we have found that if you blast it all, you'll see exactly what's really there. And that allows us at this station to do what we call patch and sand. They'll inspect, they will fill any voids, any gaps that need to be filled, and do any adjustments that need to happen, and have it ready for paint. And post-paint, it will end up in our quality control area. Come over to this side. So there's two parts to quality. There's quality before it gets painted, so we check it before we spend the time and effort to paint. And then there's quality that right now, again, because we have physical inventory, we don't have anything on the rack here. But then there's after paint, it gets quality checked again. And the purpose of the post-paint quality check is to make sure that it meets all the standards before it goes to a customer.
Okay.
And that's stock making.
Okay.
And so finished stock, these are all queued up for paint. They are doing, once they are done with the paint, or once they're done with the paint, they would go in a box and straight to shipping, which is just right here. Or if they're Horizon rifles that are going to be built, they're going to go onto the shelf that you see stacked up right ahead of you.
Okay.
So at this point, you've got your stock on your rifle done, ready to become a rifle. And then the action that we kicked off at the very beginning, it's been getting worked on in our Shiner facility, and they're both going to merge here at the same time, and then your gun gets built.
Okay.
So we're kind of working all the pieces at the same time here.
That's good.
So at the beginning of the tour, I showed you the barrel racks, and
Yeah.
you saw the barrels on the shelf. What we do is we get a cart, and we have a cart that's designed for however much work we need in the day, and they pick the specific barrels that they need. You can see one of those carts up here that travels with us. And then it's brought here, and the barrel, first thing that happens is the barrel is chambered, cut to length, muzzled, whatever work needs to happen on it, happens. So a barrel starts like that, where it's basically unmuzzled, it's 26 inches long, it has a smooth shank, nothing done to it. When we're done, the barrel, when we're done, it's fully chambered, it's been cut to length, it's been muzzled for whatever model. And this note, we track everything is tracked, so the reamer number and the number of barrels. So this is the count of barrels that that particular finishing reamer has touched. And that way, when we log it in our quality database later, if we ever need to, we can track back and identify where was this barrel made, what barrels were made before it and after it. And that way, if we ever find an issue after the fact, it's a lot easier for us to track things down and hold quality. So that happens here. But one thing you'll notice about all these barrels is they're missing a critical horizon feature.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about that feature next. So we'll loop back around ourselves because we can't quite squeeze through there. And that feature is fluting. Horizon rifles are known for the fluting. That's one of the characteristics that catches people's eye the most. Your rifle's got some pretty awesome flutes in the
I
carbon.
love that thing. Yeah, I'm so happy I picked that one also.
You ended up with, was that Bishop fluting, I think is what you ended up with, which looks really cool, kind of the step.
It's actually in carbon.
And yours is in carbon, so it almost has like a Damascus steel look to it.
Yeah.
So very
But
cool.
how many, we'll see them in a bit, how many, because there were a lot of different ones that you could choose
Yeah.
from.
Oh yeah.
How many flute patterns? So right now there's at least, I would say there's at least 25 or 30 that are queued up that have a code associated with them. And the cool thing about our fluting is that some of those are original ideas, but a lot of those are the machinists, the guys that work here. They have an idea, and they've got, we give them some opportunity to test some of those ideas. So a lot of our flutes are, the guys are like, what if I did this to it?
Yeah.
And so they're always coming up with new flutes, with new designs.
And the way that we program it is really unique. So we're able to select a tool type and a number of rotations and a direction all within the program of the machine. And so really your combinations can be infinite depending on what your inputs are. And so it gives us a lot of variability to be able to continually make really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's super
You can
badass.
see this one here is cutting. This is our traditional Horizon. So you see a Horizon rifle, that big heavy 3-flute Swiss is something that we've been doing since the very, very beginning. It takes about 6 to 8 ounces worth of weight out of that barrel, and so you get a nice lightweight
This is what
profile.
you're going to end up with when you're done.
Oh, that's the one.
That's what's being made in there right now.
Wow.
So nice big heavy flutes, and a lot of people ask us questions about why you flute and what it does. And there's a lot of things that go on as to why you flute. But first and foremost, we think fluting looks really good.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, does it give you more surface area that maybe helps with cooling? Yes. Is that a big benefit or the primary reason? No. It looks cool. A lot of folks get concerned about what's this going to do to my barrel. The interesting thing is we start with such a big diameter barrel that your barrel is actually going to retain a lot of stiffness that most sporter weight barrels don't have.
Okay.
And so you're going to be able to shoot, and we've done this, we've shot extended shooting sessions next to other guns, and a thin barrel heats up and it starts to have a point of impact shift. As that material gets hot, you don't get that nearly as fast with the heavier profile barrel. So, again, it looks awesome, and that's fundamentally why we're doing it, but you do get some other wins along the way, and it lets us give some better performance perks. So,
Nice.
but every Horizon rifle will come from chambering, and it will be fluted. And it flute depends on the model and what the customer wants. So then we'll come this direction. We'll set that back here. So the barrel's been fluted now, and the action's been made in Stiller. At this station, what's going to happen is we're going to actually do the ATF conversion. We're going to turn it from a frame or receiver into a rifle, document it, log it, laser it, and now it's a barreled action. So now it's considered a rifle, and now it's ready for painting. It also gets kitted at the same point with whatever stock is going to go with it. So you'll see the kit's built up right here. So position 1, this barreled action goes with stock position 1.
Okay.
And so now they can build up a kit. These are already painted and ready to go.
Yeah, there we see the different ones.
So these are our Vandal X's, which is our #1 most popular rifle. Only available currently in the 22 Creedmoor, but we do a lot of that particular model.
Wow, that's super badass.
So once he's done painting them, they come inside for assembly. We've got a couple side rooms here where we do projects, things of that nature, and then we have our vault where we store rifles that are pending shipment. So we have lots of demand for the rifles right now, so we try to keep enough on hand so that we can respond to that. And then these are all staged. So we use a lot of visual systems in our manufacturing, so we practice lean manufacturing, and so this is our visual cue. You have a paint to assembly rack, so it helps guide his effort. He will go until he's filled up these 3 racks.
Okay.
And then he'll stop until they're reduced, and that helps us make sure that we always have the right amount of material in inventory. It's always the right flow. And then these gentlemen in here, they will pull these in when they're ready to work on them, and they will build. And so this is where you're going to have your rifles assembled. They're going to put all of the pins, the triggers, the rails, everything will be installed here. It will be attached to the stock, and then it will be shot tested. So under our main stairs, we actually have a shot trap. And so they don't even have to move. We'll lock the doors, they'll put on their ears, turn the pump on, and they will shot test just straight into the wall there. And so every single Horizon rifle will get fired and feed checked. And that's really critical for us, just to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the chamber, that it's going to perform the way we expect it to, and that it's going to feed correctly. And then they'll do what Darren's doing right now, which is they'll clean the rifle and prep it for shipping. All of these are still pending their muzzle brake. They get added at the very end of the process, but they will be quality controlled again at the end of the line, and then they'll be boxed and ready for shipping.
Wow.
Now, a rifle like your rifle, a little bit different on our custom rifles. They get basically built upstairs in our custom room, which you've seen, by a little bit different group of guys who do just one-off custom builds. And then from this point, instead of just being function tested, once they're function tested, they go out to the range and get shot 100, 500, and 1,000 yards.
Okay.
And then come with that group that you've seen on your particular rifle.
Yeah.
So that rifle goes through a whole extra step to verify the accuracy on the rifle.
Good.
Yeah. So if you miss, then we know it's not the gun.
Oh, dear. No pressure.
So, and that's the end of the process for us in terms of manufacturing. So the last kind of thing we'll look at here real quick is you've seen our customer service team out front, and then we have compliance as well. But we'll go upstairs and see, one of the things that we have going on is also our engineering and marketing side. That's where we keep coming up with, the next ideas for Wombats or whatever the other future inventions are going to be on the stock side. We've got some cool stuff coming out there.
Nice.
And so that's kind of what we've got up here from an office standpoint. We've got design engineering and manufacturing engineering, and then we've got marketing. And everybody's we've got offices, but I think doors typically are open. It's a little bit more of a semi-bullpen going on, and all of it kind of overlooks the shop floor.
That's where we just were.